I'm going to share with you some high value feminine habits that have helped me on my journey, and you can start this today. You want to start speaking highly about yourself even when you're alone. So, what you say to yourself in your head, what you say to yourself out loud or about yourself, you want to keep it as positive as you possibly can. Even if you don't truly feel that way, you want to start reframing the way you see yourself. So that means no more negative self-talk. We got to toss that out the window. Keep your space and your phone aesthetic clean. Keep the area in your house, your room, wherever you are, try to make sure that you're keeping it as clean as possible. This is going to help you tap into that femininity a little bit more, because feminine women, they don't really keep clutter. Everything is neat and organized. So make sure that you're doing that. Also, when it comes to your phone, clear out phone numbers that you don't need, remove access, block numbers, do what you need to do, clear out all those apps, free up space so that you can start downloading things that are actually going to be productive in this journey that you're on.
If you say you want to evolve, these are the kind of shifts that'll get you there. Stop complaining about what you won't change. At some point, you have to stop venting and start moving. Because complaining is a comfort zone. It makes you feel like you're doing something while staying exactly where you are. Every time you repeat the story, you reinforce the struggle. Want different? Do different. Romanticize the effort, not just the outcome. You love the vision board version of her, but are you falling in love with the woman who shows up tired and still does the work? See, the glow up isn't found in your results. It's built in your rituals, your consistency, your follow through. Start celebrating that, because she is the one that's changing your life. Last on this list, declutter your input. That's the emotional and the digital stuff, okay? You are over consuming and under executing. Too many voices, too many tabs, too many opinions. Your glow up requires clarity, and clarity can't live in chaos, okay? So clean up your feeds, audit your podcasts, unsubscribe from noise. Everything you take in either feeds your focus or fractures it. Because at this point, the only one holding you back is you. No one said that you have to take all the steps, but you at least got to take one. And on that note, stay healthy, be well, and take care of you.
Here's how I make my life effortlessly luxurious and feminine with simple habits anyone can adopt. Number one is curating a signature scent. A signature scent does not have to break the bank, but what it does do is make you unforgettable. And this is something I will gladly gatekeep. Number two, fresh flowers at home. This could be a $5 bouquet from Trader Joe's or a single garden rose. It's about the vibes and romanticizing your life and not the price. Number three, morning self-care ritual. So think skincare, coffee, journaling, and creating a slow, luxurious start to your day. Number four, silk loungewear, robes, or house slippers. I don't know what it is, but anytime I have these on, I just feel a little more elevated in my home, even if I'm just lazing around watching Netflix. Number five, soft glam makeup. There's something elevated and luxurious about simple, soft glam makeup that enhances your natural features. It will always give that girl energy for me. Number six is elegant hand gestures and posture, because your energy speaks before you do. Number seven is intentional language. This is where I replace words like I can't with I'm working on it to reframe that mindset. Your words are so powerful, so it's really important to speak words that only elevate and uplift you. Number eight are the mini luxuries. This can be a really cute cosmetics bag or really chic glassware, because it's all about the little things. Number nine, reading or learning something new. A hyper feminine woman is always looking to evolve herself. And number 10, gentle movement. I love a morning stretch, Pilates, or a walk with my dog just to feel graceful.
High standards simply means that I don't hang out with people with bad habits. I don't hang out in cheap, low vibrational, toxic environments. That means I don't go places. You'll never catch me in places where there is too much self-indulgent activity, or too much drinking, too much, drugs of any kind, smoking of any kind. And I'm only a social drinker, so I drink maybe 2 drinks a month, so I wouldn't be hanging out in environments where there is too much self-indulgent activity. I don't hang out with women who are promiscuous. I don't hang out with women who don't respect other people's marriages and their families and their children. So if you are someone who thinks it's okay to engage with a married man, you and I could never be friends. I don't engage with women who do too much gossiping and mean girl activities and want to bond over all the people that they hate. You know, I'm at a place and a space in my life where I value peace and I value good people. I value great experiences. And I just don't spend my time in environments that don't align with the kind of person that I want to be and that don't align with my morals and values. When you have a high value for yourself and you are an elite level woman, you have to be very careful with who, where, what, and why you spend your time, and make no apologies for it. Here's the last thing I'll say about that. You know, because I have a certain level of attractiveness and I love fashion, I've been in love with fashion since I was 12 years old. I'm someone that usually gets a lot of attention when I go out. So I like to spend my time with women who are equally as attractive, equally as confident, equally as accomplished, so that it's not a point of contention if I'm being complimented too much. And I don't feel any kind of way if somebody else is being complimented too much, because we believe in our own worthiness. So it doesn't take away from my sense of self-worth because somebody is complimenting you, and vice versa. You know, when I've hang out in the past with people who don't have a certain level of self-esteem, it's always a problem. And eventually resentment and jealousy and all these other things come into play. So here's the other thing. We are not good people because we can say and do the right things on occasion. We are good people because we create very positive, uplifting, encouraging environments wherever we go. Good people usually do not feel comfortable in toxic environments.
These are 5 things I do to be a high value woman. 1, I keep my nails maintained always. I usually have a really basic manicure like this, almond with a point, put it in neutral by OPI. Sometimes I switch it up with chrome or glitter, but I always try to keep my nails maintained. It makes outfits look so much better. 2, I try to stay worldly. I try to engage in different interesting topics. I try to actually read the paper. I try to see new works of art, listen to different types of music, spending my free time listening to podcasts, learning different subjects. I try to be a student always. 3, I spent a lot of time understanding my boundaries and my values and doing an inventory in who in my life makes me uncomfortable, who touches those boundaries, who doesn't respect those values. I just looked around me. 4, I take care of my body. I drink my water. I drink my spearmint tea. I work out. I do my skincare routine. I just take care of this vessel that God has given me. 5, I'm private, but I'm not secretive. Mystery is definitely something that is good. You don't need to share everything on social media. Everyone doesn't need to know your problems or anything like that. But I do think there's power in vulnerability. There's power in sharing your story. There's power in connecting with other women. But I also keep some things private, and there's power in that privacy.
Some things that I do every single day to ensure that I'm one step closer to becoming my dream woman. So for one, I move my body every single day. I feel like labeling it as a movement versus working out has helped a lot. For example, today I'm getting ready to go on a walk. A lot of times I'll go on a walk or go to like a gym class, go swimming, something like that to keep my body active. Going to the gym is just not fun for me. But walking is so much fun because I get to habit stack that. I watch like a podcast that I'm really into while on my walk. It makes me more excited to go on a walk. Before I used to never listen to podcasts, mostly because I didn't know which ones to listen to. I needed good recommendations. So I'm gonna plug in a couple of podcasts that I really like. I used to just go on Spotify and type in like girl podcasts, things like that. Girl, what? The algorithm is so bad. It's so hard to find good podcasts that you like. So now I go on YouTube. I'm gonna download your podcast recommendations too, because sometimes when I go on walks, I don't always have a podcast to listen to. Me and reading go together so bad right now. Me and this book, I have picked her up again. When I tell you, every time I read this, I pick up my journal right after because I need to like talk to someone, aka myself. Sometimes you just need to dig a little bit deeper about what's going on with you. And this definitely helps with that. Like shadow work and all of that, it brings all those feelings up. And instead of ignoring them, you should face them head on so you could be better. Which now brings me to my next thing, which is journaling. You guys, I have been journaling since 2021. So I have 4 journals, one for each year, and I finished them page to page because I love journaling that much. As I'm reading or I'm thinking and going about my day, I write down ideas, I write down how I'm feeling, just digging deeper within myself in my journal. This one's cool because it's kind of like a cloth material. I got it from Amazon. Amazon has no cute journals, by the way. It's cute and girly. Also, during the week, I always follow some sort of diet. I fast every single day. Fasting helps me with like productivity. It helps me with drinking more water and just regulating my system. Like we don't always have to be putting like food in our bodies 24/7. Like it's okay to feel a little bit hungry. I usually fast until like 2-3. I like to follow some sort of diet or something throughout the week, because if I don't, then I'll just be doing whatever, and that's not cute. That's not fun. That's not what my higher self would do. She follows a routine, a regimen, and she does all of those things, so I have to do all those things.
I'm gonna tell you guys all the things that I did to become a high value woman after literally being a party girl that was drinking every weekend, addicted to vapes, literally being used and cheated on by guys, and just having no self-respect. Now I'm literally obsessed with myself. Every time I go out, people are always turning heads, opening doors for me, giving me free things. My boyfriend is literally obsessed with me, and I'm gonna put you guys in the tea. The first thing that I did was stop self-harm. That basically means I stopped doing all the things that made me feel low value so that I could heal. That means stop like going out, stop drinking, stop hurting your body, stop hanging out with guys who don't value you, stop sleeping around, stop accepting bare minimum. The second thing I did was focus on healing and self-care. And self-care is so important to do because it just makes you feel more high value. When you genuinely put work into yourself, whether that be doing hair care, skin care, going to the gym, eating well, you literally feel like $1,000,000. This is how you literally become high value, because you are investing time, energy, money into yourself. Third thing I did was actually learn how to act, speak, and become a high value woman. Like how to dress like her, how to act like her in public, how to date like her. Because the secret is that you don't have to get permission from other people to become a high value woman. People don't have to call you a high value woman before you are one. Like if you just start acting like a high value woman, knowing what to accept, what not to accept, dressing like her, becoming more exclusive, learning how to speak like a high value woman, then people will just start seeing you like that. People will just start believing what you believe about yourself. Like, did you hear me? You can literally decide to become a high value woman, make any guy literally give you princess treatment, make every person in life respect you, see you as elite. Literally the moment you decide and the moment you start acting like one, thinking like one, and speaking like one. So a few things that I started doing was dressing more feminine and modest. Also being more exclusive. Like I don't allow behavior that I don't want. I don't go on dates that I don't want to go on. I am not like for everybody. I won't start talking to people automatically because who are you? Did you earn my love? Did you earn my respect? And I literally learned everything on how to date like a high value woman, what to accept, what not to accept, how to be my feminine energy, how to make people and guys respect me so they give me princess treatment. They literally spoil me. They see me as the most high value and the most elite woman that they've ever met. I learned exactly how to become a high value woman from the high value woman formula. Literally the videos inside of the formula like show you everything. When I say this is the most gate kept and most amazing secret, this girl literally texted me saying she was in a situationship for 4 years, and after using the high value woman formula, she found a new man who literally treats her like the prize, like a high value woman, but her a Porsche, is taking her on trips to Europe, and literally sends her flowers like all the time. And you can get instant access to the formula that I'm talking about right now by clicking on my little image and just going to my profile. It also taught me how to dress, like literal scripts to get flowers, to get people to open doors for me, to spoil me and give me princess treatment. And the last thing that makes you a high value woman is probably just developing skills besides your beauty. Study spirituality, go to school, become passionate about something. Like a high value woman has a lot of value. It's like getting a product that has so much to offer.
Journaling is something that I feel has truly changed my life. And over time, I've come up with like my own way of doing it. So I'm gonna show y'all how I journal. I start with writing the date just so if I want to look back on this later, I can see how far I've come. And then I just show gratitude because it just helps me to remember that I have a lot to be thankful for, and I just write those things down. And then I just start mind dumping. I usually do this in the morning. Like if I wake up feeling happy, sad, whatever, I just kind of like write down how I feel and really dissect why I'm feeling the way I feel. And sometimes I really don't know why I woke up in a certain type of mood. So it does help me to kind of understand myself. So if I'm feeling like happy, sad, uneasy, literally whatever I'm feeling, I just write it down. And I do my journals in the form of a prayer. So it's like I'm talking to God. And I feel like that also helps me to stay accountable, to make sure that I'm like praying every day. And that's also why I like to start with gratitude, so that I'm just not jumping into me mind dumping. Like I'm starting with something positive, even if I'm not feeling positive. But yeah, so then after I check in with my feelings, I go into like whatever prayer requests that I might have. And my prayer requests are mainly like goals that I'm setting for myself or things that I just really want to happen. And typically I look at my prayer requests from the day before and I keep writing those. And sometimes I might update those because they're answered prayers. Like for example, let's say that you're praying for like a new job and then you get the job. So your prayer request from before might have been, oh, I'm praying that I get a new job. And then when you update it, because you already have the job, it would be like, I'm praying for like all the mindset and the tools that I need to maintain this job. You know what I mean? And earlier in the journal, when you were showing gratitude, you would have wrote about how thankful you are for that new job. And obviously prayer requests can be whatever you want them to be, but that's just an example. And then after I write all of my prayer requests, I actually take a highlighter and I go through and highlight everything that was a blessing or an answered prayer, because I just feel like sometimes we be living in answered prayers and we don't even know or acknowledge that. Or sometimes we receive blessings and then we don't really acknowledge those either. So let's say that in your prayer requests, answered prayer section, you wrote, I really want to maintain this new job that I just got. You would highlight the words new job because that was something that you wrote in your prayer request before and then it got answered. So I just like that it's a way that you could show gratitude, even though it's an old prayer request that's turning into a new prayer request. Like you're not just asking, you also showing gratitude and acknowledging the blessings that you receive. My journaling style is very much like praying, manifesting, showing gratitude, and scheduling all in one. So when I'm done with the journal, I get my calendar and I plan my day based off of like everything that I need to do. But I also am looking at my prayer request to see like, okay, what can I do to meet God halfway for whatever I'm requesting in prayer? So using the job example, let's say that I wrote, I really want to get a new job. Then when I get over to my scheduling part of my morning, I'm writing, okay, I need to apply to this many jobs today or whatever, you know? Because you can't just request things in prayer and expect them to just happen. Obviously, there's certain things you could be praying about that you really have no control over and you just let go and let God. But for the things you can control, you should be doing your part as well. You really don't get time back. And I just feel like this is a really good way to pray, plan, and execute. Because think about it, if you're doing something every single day to reach your goals, how could you fail? Obviously, there's a million ways to journal, but this is something that really works for me. It's very type A of me. But yeah, I really like it. It makes me feel better in the mornings and it motivates me to keep going.
If you're ready to reinvent yourself into a high-value woman and change your circumstances, but you don't know where to start from, this video is for you. First question that you should note: who is a high-value woman? A high-value woman is a woman that possesses certain traits, qualities, and values that make her attractive, respected, and desirable. In order for you to develop these values and traits of a high-value woman, the first thing you need to do is you need to become selfish. And I'll explain. In order for you to bring back the focus onto yourself and call back your energy, you need to shut out the noise completely. Watching other people's lives, dwelling on the problems of society and the economy, you have to purge your mind of all that distraction and bring the focus back to yourself and begin to worry about your own needs and how you can fulfill them. You think your life is boring, but honestly, your life is not boring. You are not just living it. You must become extremely selfish and self-serving and focus on the four most important pillars of your life, which are your health, your mind, your finances, and your relationships. Number 2, decenter men. I know you might have heard this term a lot of times, but it simply means removing your focus from everything that has to do with men and focusing on yourself instead. Why do I keep attracting broke men? Oh, I need a man. Please, can you link me up to a man? I'm single. Why do men not spend on me? You need to remove your mind from thinking about all those things because they are not important at this point in time. And that takes me to number 3. Focus on leveling up your beauty and confidence.
A high-value woman's self-love is stronger than her desire to be loved by others. Self-love is the key to high self-esteem, and it's also the key to attracting healthy relationships. Very often, the company you keep is a reflection of how you feel about yourself. When the love you have for yourself is greater than your desire to be loved by others, it becomes second nature to identify what you deserve and what you do not, who deserves to be in your life and who doesn't, what you're willing to tolerate and what you simply cannot. When you love and accept yourself for who you are, taking care of yourself is easy because your peace, your happiness, your well-being is a priority to you. This is why a high-value woman is not settling for the bare minimum, because if she's not giving herself the bare minimum, why would she accept that from someone else?